Now, the music resounds and all the frames are lit. So ladies and gents, please shut up and sit. The curtains of our eyelids lazily rise. But where's the stage, you wonder? Is it outside?
Of all the genres we've covered on the show, we've probably done the least musicals out of any genre, except possibly westerns. It's hard to find a musical that we all like and are willing to talk about. We've done previous episodes on Sweeney Todd, Little Shop of Horrors, Wicked, and we did a speed round on Amelia Perez. Tonight we have another one of those very eccentric dark musicals. Really, watching this movie, I felt like it's what Amelia Perez was aiming for, but completely missed the mark on.
What is that?
Adam's apple reduction.
Yes.
Leos Carax, English language directorial debut, Annette, a 2021 rock opera starring Adam Driver and Marianne Cotillard, about a misogynistic and abusive stand-up comedian named Henry McHenry who gets engaged to an opera singer named Anne.
We love each other so much. We're scoffing at logic. This wasn't the plan.
And they have a child, Annette, who is a wooden puppet. Having a child causes Henry to stay home and his career to suffer, while Anne soars due to her incredible voice. On a cruise ship during a storm, a drunken Henry grabs Anne and begins violently waltzing with her, and she falls overboard and drowns and promises to use her voice to haunt Henry for the rest of his life. When they get home, with Henry a newly widowed father, he discovers to his amazement and dismay that Annette, who is still a wooden baby, has her mother's voice. He immediately begins trying to take the baby on the road.
Amazing. It's really happening. She sings. She's a miracle. When the light shines on her.
With Anne's former accompanist, who was in love with her, played by Simon Halberg, exploiting his own child on stage while growing increasingly violent and erratic, until a confrontation with the accompanist and another violent outburst caused Henry's life and freedom to collapse on him. Leos Carax has pretty much exclusively worked in French until Annette. Taking a page from French New Wave directors like Godard and Truffaut, he got his start as a film critic and short film director before making his feature debut in 1984, with Boy Meets Girl, about an aspiring filmmaker and a suicidal girl who fall in love after both going through breakups.
Vous ne savez plus du tout vous parler. Vous pensez peut-être que les gens ne méritent pas qu'on leur parle.
Non, c'est pas ça.
Vous avez tort. Peut-être vous avez peur. Il vous demande, aimez-vous le cinéma?
In films like Pola X and The Lovers on the Bridge, Carax would focus on depictions of tortured love. He also worked with Michel Gondry and Bong Joon-ho on the film Tokyo, an anthology piece with 3 segments that take place in Tokyo. And then the 2012 surrealist piece, Holy Motors, which is a man named Oscar going to 9 appointments, and each one transforming into different characters to analyze and criticize the state of filmmaking.
Beauty. 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 Beauty.
Most of Carax's French language films star Denis Lavant, an acrobat and mime who's known for taking on physically demanding roles. Annette is the second film that Carax has made that doesn't have Lavant in it. He traded him for the physically imposing presence of Adam Driver.
I wonder if you saw some kind of continuity between him and your previous, if I could call him muse, Denis Lavant. I feel like they both have this kind of physicality that you make really good use of.
I did see, I mean, yeah, I did think of, and actually, I've made a few films, but I've always filmed only two actors before Adam, this actor Denis Lavant and Guillaume Depardieu in one film.
Pola X.
Yeah, and I see with both of them in very different ways. But for sure with Denis, you can, if they're not moving, you can really film them as a sculpture, and if they do move, you can film them as a dancer. Also, they have that, what I like, but I don't know the word in English, so they're a bit monkeys. They're a bit like monkeys, but I love monkeys, so it's not.
The music and story for Annette was written by Ron and Russell Mael, who performed together as the pop duo Sparks. The project goes all the way back to 2017, being delayed for 2 years for Adam Driver to do Star Wars. It filmed throughout 2019, concluding in November. Getting it set actually took so long that Michelle Williams and Rooney Mara were both cast as the Anne role and then each had to bow out, leading to the casting of Marianne Cotillard. Filmed as a co-production between France, Germany, Switzerland, Belgium, the US, Mexico, and Japan, it finally premiered at Cannes in 2021, getting Carax the Best Director award.
Now you have nothing to love.
Can't I love you, Annette?